What's going on, guys? I'm bringing you another video today regarding my decision whether if I'm gonna go through with the Linx or with the Nissen Fundoplication. Well, a redo of the Nissen Fundoplication surgery because I already had one. I uploaded a video a couple months ago talking about my experience and how that's been. If you haven't seen it, then you can check it out on my page. But I'm bringing you an update because the last time that I was talking on the video, I was still trying to find a specialist and trying to see if he could help me, he or she could help me with my symptoms, because the surgeon that performed originally my Nissen fundoplication with a hiatal hernia repair, he told me that right now there's nothing he can do to fix my issues. And I can't do that. I can't live with that. The way I'm feeling right now, it sucks. It's really bad. Today I actually woke up with like huge back pain, mostly on my shoulder blade, and it's been hard. I also woke up with chest pain, lower in my sternum pain, and I've been dealing with that the whole day today. I actually didn't go to class today because of that. So it's a struggle, and of course, I'm still trying to find my best option. But since the last update, I went to the specialist, and he had me do an endoscopy because he wanted to see for himself what was going on in my body and in my stomach and with my esophagus, my sphincter, everything. So I got my results the same day of what he found, but for some reason he left. The specialist left the after I got done with the endoscopy, he left. So I had until I went to see him a couple weeks ago. It's where we talked and discussed what he had found. So it turns out that I'm even surprised that he found this, that when he went into with the camera, right, gladly, and I'm happy that my esophagus is in very good shape. It's healthy, so that's a good thing, right? No signs of the acid damaging my esophagus or the lining of my esophagus, which is really good, and I'm really happy for that. But when he went in to my stomach, and usually when they take pictures, they go into your stomach and they kind of make like a U-turn, like it's like you, and it's looking up into the entrance of your esophagus. So when he saw that my stomach is actually twisted, which I'm surprised, and I have pictures on how it looks like. And it looks twisted like a bottle cap. That's the best way I can explain to you, like a bottle cap. And I was surprised by that because he doesn't know, and of course I don't know how that happened. He doesn't know if that's how it was left from the first hiatal hernia repair, or the first Nissen fundoplication, I should say, or it developed after my surgery, but it's there. And he also told me that my fundoplication, it's long, which at first I didn't understand what that meant. And the group that I talked to you about on Facebook that I try to reach out to them and try to find out what exactly it was. But I don't think a lot of people knew what exactly the doctor meant. So obviously after I saw him in the once for the follow-up, he told me that the stitching, so when they wrap your stomach around, right, for the Nissen, and they close the stitching, he said that there were too many stitches, as in like too many stitches, like it was just too long, right? I don't know how else to explain that, but I guess the prior surgeon stitched the stomach too much than it should have been, and that's the best way I can put it. So he told me that could be causing a lot of my issues. And I try to talk to him about more problems that I'm having here, because I'm concerned that some of my issues are not even regarding like just the regurgitation issues that I have, or the reflux symptoms that I have, that it could probably be more deeply than just that. for the simple fact that I've been feeling so much worse these past couple 2 or 3 months. And I really can't do any physical activity without like my heart like racing, and that's a struggle, and my heart feel like a thump, right? uh and of course, as I've talked in my other videos, I've gotten my heart thoroughly checked and my heart's fine. But one thing that the doctor and the specialist did tell me was, it was very true, something that I knew of, but hearing it from him made me a little bit more secure about proceeding with either or the surgery, the Linx or the Nissen Fundoplication. And what he told me was that, if you don't get the regurgitation issue fixed, then we won't know what else is causing the rest of your symptoms of like your heart racing, and maybe your heart, the way I feel my heart beat more than I should. So because everything started because of my reflux and because of my regurgitation, I know that for a fact. So when he told me that, to we got to stop that first in order for us to see if like maybe any other nerves were damaged, or any other nerves were just acting like they're not supposed to because of my symptoms and even before the surgery. So that was very true, and I guess I'm gonna stick with that because I gotta fix my regurgitation issues first before I go into any other thing, right? I'm glad that I don't have any problems besides the regurgitation and the reflux. My heart's fine. My lungs are fine. Every time I get something checked, it's fine. So I'm happy for that. Right now I'm waiting to get a pH test done and a manometry test so he can see how much pressure my esophagus and my muscles in my esophagus are producing, to see if I'm a candidate for the Linx procedure or if I'm not. And if I'm not, obviously I'm gonna have to go with the Nissen Fundoplication surgery, which I've seen some videos of how it's supposed to look like, a Nissen Fundoplication after the surgery. Seen some endoscopies, and it doesn't look anything like mine. Mine is like I told you, it's twisted. I'm gonna try to upload a picture in the video, but if not, I might just put up like a link or description so you can see on the top right hand corner of that picture. I'm sorry, it might be black and white, but even if I don't post it, I can send it to you guys if you want. So you can see what I'm talking about. But if you can see, like it's the way it's wrapped, it looks like a bottle cap, and it looks like it's just, it looks like a mess. So when I saw that, it gave me some hope because I knew, like, that it's something, it's wrong with me. It's not just me. It's not just my body acting up, but maybe that is what has caused my symptoms to act even worse than even before I had the surgery. So I know for sure that I'm gonna need surgery. I mean, there's no if and buts. I need to get that fixed, right? Because there's no natural things that would get it fixed. Period. It just won't. So that's where I'm at right now. And I know from the last video I've talked to a lot of people. A lot of people have reached out to me, and I'm happy because some of them I was able to help through the video. And actually, I've actually had communication with some of the people that reached out to me, and we've talked on the phone. I remember I had boy, I consider him my friend now, Diego. He commented on the last video, and we were supposed to have like a 15-minute phone call to talk about our symptoms and to talk to what he was going through. And it ended up being like an hour and 30-minute like call, because we talked so much and we could relate so much to what we're going through. And to this day, we're still talking and helping each other out through either if you find any posts that might help him, or if he finds any posts that might help me, or like remedies that I could try, anything like that. We keep helping each other out. because we understand that what we're going through, you know, people that aren't going through your issues and the same thing you're going through, they will never get the fully extent of what exactly you feel and what you're going through. They just never will. But videos, making videos like this, and helping people communicate, and then helping people bond, for me, it's you know, it's something psychological that just helps you and gives you sometimes even hope that, you know, things could get better. And then there's people like you out there, right? I'm just glad that, you know, I can communicate with people and relate to people that are going through some of the same issues that I'm going through, because it's life changing, man. I think people don't understand that getting a surgery of that magnitude is life changing. I had a doctor told me that, a cardiologist told me that, my catheter ablation shirt fuck, I'm sorry, catheter ablation surgery that I had was not as bad as the Nissen Fundoplication. Like the Nissen Fundoplication surgery was like more invasive than a heart surgery. And I'm like, oh damn, that's how you know it's big, right? Like that's how you know it's a big deal. So what I can tell you, if you're, you know, on the verge, or you're deciding, the best thing you can do for yourself is find yourself, do your research, and find yourself one of the best specialists around your area, and have them explain to you exactly how the body works, your anatomy, because when you do the Nissen Fundoplication, when you're doing the hiatal hernia repair, your anatomy is gonna get tempered with, right? And that's the reason we as in like the people who have gotten Nissen Fundoplication surgeries, we suffer sometimes from, if not most of the time, from bloating and gas and shoulder pain after the surgery, and we can't vomit, some of us. I know I can't vomit ever since the surgery. So it's gonna mess with your anatomy. It's bound to change your life, but it can change your life for the best compared to the symptoms that you have, right? So you have to, there's always a pros and cons. So that's what you got to look into. That it's gonna be life changing for you, and hopefully it's life changing for the best, because hopefully you can see from people with experience like me and other people that, you know, you should change your lifestyle. You should change the way you're eating. You should change your diet, maybe your weight, the way you do things, the people even you hang out with that revolve around you, because people that understand what you're going through, you're more likely to be around them and surround yourself with, because sometimes, you know, psychologically there's peer pressure as to doing other things. I know from all my symptoms, I've gotten anxiety like hell. I mean, I'm talking about deep anxiety, and recently it's not just anxiety, but every time I get nervous, I start shaking more than I should. And I know it's all due because of what's going on in this area. And this is why I'm trying to take care of this first. And this is why I'm going to proceed with another surgery. And I'm sorry if I'm talking too much, but I feel like people need to understand that that is going to be life changing, whether they like it or not. But like I said, you know, be prepared to change your life, or start changing your life now. Because before I went to the surgery, I had been changing my life and the diet, the way I ate, the way I did things, to prepare for the surgery, right? And even then, look, I'm still, I'm still struggling with my issues, right? And, you know, it's surgery, but hopefully things turn out for the best. Do your research, do what you have to do to give yourself the best chance for surgery to be successful, right? And obviously one of the main things, like I've stated before, was, you know, find yourself a great surgeon with a lot of experience, and hopefully that works out, because that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm praying, you know, that I get, you know, the relief that I need to move on with life. So thank you guys for watching this video. And if you have, you know, any questions or concerns, you know, reach out to me and I'll be glad to help. Thank you guys, and see you on the next video.